All right, this project was a redesign for Performance Jiu-Jitsu, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu academy. And the basic idea was that we had a little bit older site that was due for a refresh and also interested in trying to get a better conversion rate. So you can see on the homepage here that we do have some good content, but unfortunately the way it's laid out, it is basically just content, and there's no real clear layout of what we're looking at, here and there. There's no section breaks or anything like that. It's just more like a blog post or a service page. So we're going to take the design and rework that a little bit to draw attention to key areas. They do have a great call to action here at the bottom as well as at the top. And so we actually did maintain that, just updating the look of those a little bit. On the jiu-jitsu programs, again, fairly similar, where it's just content and then images. We do have links over to individual pages about the classes themselves, so you can see a little bit of information here, but then you can go over and you can find out additional information. You'll notice that the call to action is very prominent here on the right-hand side. We didn't keep it on the right, but we did keep it on each page because that's the whole point of the site, is to get folks to reach out and get that free class so that they can get started. And again, some good images. Older images you're going to see on the new site, that we do have some new, fresh new images that were done in preparation for this redesign. And but again, the layout is no different from the last page to this one. It's all very very similar, no different differences of designs. The instructor page, again, same idea, content, some images sprinkled throughout. You'll notice, there is this persistent call to action, but not a lot of other information sort of guiding folks through. The schedule has remained largely unchanged. We continue to use this. We just made a few little tweaks that we'll discuss. The testimonials, I believe the client was able to get some new testimonials, and so we were able to update that a little bit. The gallery, this is an older website element that is not used as often any longer, but also you'll notice that on this original site here, it's broken. So this is an old plugin that is no longer functioning properly. That may be because it wasn't maintained properly, or it may just be that it's no longer compatible with a modern WordPress core. So we actually made the decision to go ahead and forego the gallery altogether. Let's take a look at the blog real quick. Fairly decent blog layout. You've got your title, a little snippet, and an image, and then you can click over into the individual blog posts. You'll notice that the featured image is not showing up anywhere on the actual blog posts. And then we've got the contact page. This is a little bit jumbled here, and so we did a little bit of work to sort of clarify that a little bit. So let's take a look. Let me bring us back to the home page. This is the before. We're going to take a look at what we were able to do with the remodel. So on the remodel here, you'll see, first of all, we went with a static image rather than the rotating slider that was on the old website. That was a very popular style for a long time, but doesn't have great benefits for your website performance. It tends to slow down the load time, and so we went with a static image, but it is only static in that the image doesn't change. This is a very dynamic image. You can see a lot going on here. I love this right here. The photographer managed to catch somebody in mid-tumble, so that's fantastic. You can see a little bit of update to the menu where the drop downs are a little bit different. The hover is a little bit different. We've gotten this free trial button right up in here. So this is a big call to action that is persistent throughout the website. And on mobile, you'll actually see that this goes into a sandwich menu, hamburger menu, but the button actually drops down here and stays persistent throughout the site. You can see again our call to action form. Now we're going to get into some of these big design changes. So now we've got a static image in the back there that as we scan up through here, that stays in place. We've got this is content that was on the original site. We've just repurposed how it's laid out. We've got a learn more button so that as they're reading about Jiu-Jitsu classes, they can click here and they can go to the programs page and learn more about those programs. Here we have a little bit of a hero shot of Professor Lewis. You can see when we hover over him, we've got a little bit of a saturation effect just to draw some attention there. Got a little bit of his vitals here about why he is, a qualified instructor, what's great about learning from this particular instructor. And then you can actually go over to the instructor's page. So back on the old home page, you can get there from the instructor's item in the menu, but it wasn't actually linked up anywhere on the home page. He's got this quote that he wanted to include, so we've sort of made that stand out. And he's got another that we've used on the programs pages. Speaking of the programs, we have highlighted these very prominently on the home page here. And so you can see, and again, as you hover, you got a little bit of saturation effect. These give you very, very brief intro to them, picture to catch your attention, but then you've got a little mini CTA call to action here to go and learn more about the classes, and we'll explore those in just a moment. Got some social proof here in the form of testimonials being pulled from Google reviews. And then here is, instead of on the sidebar, we've got at the bottom of each page the call to action form. So again, persistently, you'll notice that we've got the sticky header that the old site did not have. So this follows you through everywhere you go, and you've always got that free trial button. And then at the bottom of each page, after you've gotten educated on whatever the page's topic was, you got a clear call to action where you can get started. Got a little bit more here, just sort of in an about section. And then we added a little bit of updates to the bottom here where you've got some quick links, you've got the social media, email, all of those kind of items. So then over on the Jiu-Jitsu programs page, we've got these listed out, and you'll notice that we kept the hero image throughout the site, whereas on the old one, you had a slideshow at the beginning on the homepage, but nowhere else. So we wanted to highlight some of these fantastic images that his photographer got here recently. So we've got each page, most of the pages have a hero image like this. You'll actually even see that in the blogs. And then you'll see where we've got, again, some more information, a little benefit section for each program, and then you can click and go over to those. So it's in the drop-down, but then it's also clickable from the page. Again, a call to action. Let's go look at one of these program pages. You can see now we've got a completely different layout because this is a program, so this is going to be a little bit different. And again, it's got your basic information. This was all the information that was on the original site. Here's that additional quote that he wanted to have featured here. And then we've done a benefits section. So both of the programs pages have this benefits section, little call to action there. Instructor's page, we're going to have a great hero shot of the instructor. And then just rearranged how these images are being presented. We're waiting on a better, maybe scanned version of this one that doesn't have the glare there, but did lay those out a little bit differently. We've got, again, sort of his credentials here on what makes him a well-qualified instructor. And then we also went ahead and threw the classes on this page as well. So you can always get to those programs. We mentioned the schedule, got just a little bit of an update. The main update is you can see that all the kids' classes are listed in black, so that just helps highlight those differences there. So you've got the open mat class is always in the purple, the adult stuff is in green, and the kids are in black. The testimonials, we've just changed the format of these a little bit. You can see those just lay out nicely, and on mobile, these just stack individually. And then you've got, again, your Google reviews being pulled dynamically. We'll check out the blogs. We went a little bit more dynamic of a layout here. So you've got these this grid layout, but then when you hover, you get a little bit of snippet there. And then you can actually click over to the blog post, and then you can see a layout that's similar to the programs. The programs had a blue background. This one has a green, but we do have the featured image, again, with that hover effect. on the actual blog post, whereas the old one, the featured image, wasn't on the blog post themselves. We've also got a related post section down here that uses that same dynamic hover feature. And again, a call to action. We're going to have that everywhere. The contact page has a little bit cleaner look to it here. We've got these laid out, and again on mobile, these sort of stack up instead of squishing together, that kind of thing. A little bit of final information here. And then I did want to show you anywhere that you are on the site, when you click that free trial, it's actually going to take you to the contact page and bring you right down here to the call to action section so that you can fill that out and get rolling right away. So we're very excited to get this going live and see how this, hopefully we see an uptick of conversion where more visitors to the site are interacting with the site more and clicking on that free trial button, filling out the form, getting more phone calls, and producing better results for our client.